Hi, my name is MJ Steele, and the topic for today is going to be about the WNBA and the potential lockout and the new CBA agreement. Right now, the WNBA is experiencing record growth, um, and their expansion teams joining, the viewership is up, and the league just signed a huge $2.2 billion media deals, right? But there's one problem with the growth and the expansion that's happened is that the players think that they're not getting enough value back to themselves from the league. Um, and if the league and the players can't agree on a new collective bargaining agreement or a new CBA, then the WNBA could potentially be headed for its first ever lockout. So the collective bargaining agreement, it really it sets, player pay, benefits, and just overall working conditions for the players in the league. The current deal was signed in 2020 and is set to expire on October 31st of 2025. Um, Last fall, the Players Union, or the WNBPA, opted out early because they wanted a better deal now as the league is growing and expanding so much. And this is setting the stage for the tough negotiations that are going on right now. So, what the players want and what the players' goals are is they want revenue sharing that's more tied to the growth of the league. They want a system where instead of getting the fixed amount that they get right now, they want more of a percentage of the revenue that the league is making. And as the league makes more money, they should be able to make more money as well. They want the maximum salaries to get bumped up. Currently, the maximum salary is around $250,000, and they're trying to get it up close to $1 million. Um, and they also are looking for more roster spots per team and just overall better scheduling and more attention to player health and their own longevity in the league. Which, from the player's perspective, this is about fairness, and the league is cashing in and getting, a lot more revenue, so they should be able to make more money and care for themselves more as well. Right? This is about the players are the ones that's driving the product. The players are the a big part of getting the new fans and why the league is growing so much. So they think that it should reflect with their pay and with their scheduling and their health. But when you look at it from the league's perspective, it's also important because the league is looking for just financial stability. They they think because the league is still really young, it's not even 30 years old yet, they want to be able to sustain this growth and not risk overspending too quickly. And, these expansion fees and new media deals are great, but the owners are still being cautious. They've offered a little bit of a raise for the players, but it's not what the players are wanting. It's not up to the standards and the level of what the players are asking for now. Really, the league just wants predictability and something that can guarantee long-term stability and long-term success, even if it's smaller for the players now. That brings us to the threat of a lockout. So the lockout would just be that there's no games, there's no contract negotiations, there's no practices. It's just, which would mean that there's no season next year. Um, which the deadline is in October of 2025. So it's coming up real soon. So the 2026 season is in jeopardy now. The stakes are high for this. A lockout could kill the momentum that the league has been experiencing recently. The fans, especially all the new fans, um, their support can get hurt from just skipping out on an entire season, especially when the league is starting to, break through into this mainstream popularity. So they need to find middle ground. Um, I can see both perspectives and I understand both sides. The players want to have a bigger share of the revenue and they want to be able to make more money, but the owners just want this sustainable growth that can keep happening. But what they need to do is they just need to come to an agreement because a lockout isn't going to be good and successful for either party. But the players need to benefit from the league, and the league needs to feel that sustainability and that safety. So really this fight isn't just about salaries, it's about equity and respect for all of the players in the league and, for the future of women's professional sports. I think the WNBA has a chance to set standards for how female athletes are valued worldwide and not just here in the WNBA. The main question is, You know, is the league going to rise to the moment and are they going to come to an agreement? Or could there be a risk of losing everything if the league has to go to a lockout? Thank you.